Welcome to a Farming Simulator 19 map tour with me, MrSealyp. So here we are on Felsbrunn. This is going to be my map tour of Felsbrunn. I had a couple of comments left on yesterday's first look map tour on Ravenport because I missed a couple of things out. I'm rusty. It's been a couple of weeks since I did the first look map tour on Mercury Farms, and before that probably 3 or 4 weeks since the last mod map came out. I missed a couple of things. One thing was the capacity of the silos and what the silos actually take. And what was the other thing? There are a couple of things, but they'll come to me. With seed and fertiliser and that kind of stuff. We'll talk about that in a moment. Some things, unfortunately, I often think are self-explanatory, and sometimes they're not. I'll get onto that later on while we're travelling around. Let's get on with what we're doing. So if we go into our menu and scroll across to map, here's the Felsbrunn map. We are central, not quite halfway up, but we are here on the map. This is where your farm is set up if you go on new farmer mode, which I've got it set on at the moment. So this is new farmer mode. If you do this on start from scratch and probably farm manager, this area will be here with nothing on it, which is a really good starting point. For obvious reasons, it's level. So if I go to lands, this is the land we own. When you start off a new farmer, field 19 and 20. Field prices, or say it's not field prices anymore, plot prices aren't bad on this map. If I scroll across to one, that one is 403,000. That one, if we go to a couple of the smaller fields actually, 125,000, 158,000. One of the small ones down here, 107, 128. It's a little bit more viable, I think, on Felsbrunn to build up than it is on Ravenport, because you have got some smaller plots on this one to gradually build up. Some of the larger plots you're looking at around 453. One of these was around 600. Where are we? 853,000. I take that back. 604. So you know, prices are they span a whole range. This is a very, very nice map. I like this. You'll see why when we get around it. I'm going to be doing a kind of, I'm trying to think now. I'm going to start from the main farm and we're going to head out towards a couple of sell points. If we zoom in a bit, we've got the animal dealer, barn, train station. Then we're going to hop on the train and go around part of the map, and then we're going to come back later on and fill in a couple of the blanks that we've missed. This is another one of those maps. There is a lot to see. If we go into vehicles and go to our garage, we start with two Fendt Favorit 511Cs. We've got the Fiat 1300 DT, the New Holland TX32 Harvester. We've got a Forestry HW80 trailer. Obviously the header. We've got a Rowell cultivator, the Polymag 300. Amazon D830 Cedar. What is interesting, and it didn't even dawn on me yesterday when I was going through stuff and I was playing, spent a lot of the day just having to fiddle around and see what was what. I like the fact that when you go into tools, it's actually separated out now. You've got cultivators, disc harrows, and where's the other one gone? And power harrows are all separate. They don't come all just under cultivating. And even subsoilers and ploughs are different now. And you've also then got seeders and planters. Because I went into seeders, I'm going through and thinking, there's a load of seeders missing from here. It's in planters. So you've got obviously your planters, which have got your row ones in there, compared to the seeders. So yeah, it's interesting. Just kind of passed me by. I didn't really notice. So the main farm itself. Hang on, did I finish showing you all of that? I just suddenly thought I got sidetracked again, didn't I? A few weights. Oh yeah, there you go. You've got the large grain silo with a capacity of 200,000 litres. It takes all of those crops there. It takes wheat. It takes barley. It takes canola, it takes corn, it takes oat, sunflower and soybean. Got them all right. Fantastic. You've got a farm barn, which is another one of those ones. It's not actually functional. You can't go in it or anything like that. It'd be nice if you had doors that opened. You could actually use it for parking vehicles and stuff, but that's a decorative object. We've got a storage shelter, which is under storage decorative objects, but it serves a function. And then we've got the farmhouse. The farmhouse is where you can go into if you want to sleep at night. Slot count, this one starts at 513 out of 1299. Some of these are placed, yes, but a lot of these placeables are only one slot, and the vehicles, if you took all those off, that's not 513 slots. So, and because I'm playing on new farmer, because you start with equipment, you start with farm and buildings and silo, you only get £100,000, euros or dollars. So very quick run around the farmyard. There's not a lot to see because obviously there are no placeables with cow pastures and sheep pens and pig pens and all the rest of it. I really do like that. So this is the farm barn. That's the placeable. I mean, it looks fantastic, don't get me wrong. The detail is amazing. Oh, actually you can get in here. That's not so bad. So you could park something in there. You can't get into the rest of it, but again, it's just, they look very, very good indeed. Really do. Even down to this, the closer you get, that's just perfect. There's no blur or anything on the pictures. Very, very nice. And this is your main farm. This will cost you, if you place it yourself, 350,000, the same as it does on Ravenport. But obviously, this farmhouse matches this style of map. It's not the same as the other one. Very nice castle in the background. So if you go inside, it will then say sleep. It won't let me do it now because it's 12 minutes past 8 in the morning. Unless I've pulled an all-nighter, there's no reason why I would be wanting to sleep now. So, excuse me, I've already shown you or told you what the silo holds. There's no point putting the trailer over there just to show you on the outside there. But here's the thing. We start with, where do I want to go to? That one there. So, as far as sell points go, we've got 5 main sell points on this map. The Grain Elevator East, Grain Mill, Port Northwest, Port Southeast and Train Station Mill. Those are your 5 main sell points. You've got your barn, which you can do grass and hay and straw and whatnot. Sawmill will be for logs and wood chips, and your spinnery is going to be for wool and cotton. There are a couple of grain silos which are on the railroad. Those are silos. Now, what I didn't show yesterday, I'm going to show now. If I zoom in now on the wheat, and it says there what you've actually got. So you've got 13,967 litres. But what I like about this menu now is it shows you out of what your capacity is. So that silo's 200,000 litres. So that's what you've got out of 200,000 litres. This is silos other, and that's the silos that are on the railroad track. And you can store things in those, absolutely you can. And they've got a capacity of 400,000 litres. So those are the capacities. What's interesting is you can access your grain from any of them. I'm pretty sure, and it's only been like a week, not even that, a couple of days really, since I've played fully on it. When you put something into one silo on FS17, that's where you had to get it out from. If you put it into another silo, that's where you got it out from. You didn't have access to all of it from anywhere. On this you can, which is an interesting change, I noticed. Anyway, prices are pretty equitable across the board. Nothing really has changed much since FS17 regarding prices. They will fluctuate up and down. You'll have your red when they're dropping or poor, your green prices when they're on the rise or good, and then you'll get your blue if you get a great demand. Whether or not that's been changed, so now a great demand is a great demand, because I think we found FS17 quite a lot. It will go blue, offer a great demand at whatever sell point, and it was actually less than some of the other sell points were offering. So I don't know if that's been changed yet. I haven't actually come across a great demand yet. So that's your silos. These are the fields we start off with, 19 and 20. But that's not what we need to be looking at. We need to be charging around and looking at different sell points. And what I've realised I haven't done, I didn't provide myself with the Mahindra or a water tank. So by the end of the episode, probably off screen when I'm doing this, I'll grab one, because just over that direction there's a pond. You can just see it in the map, on the map. So I don't know whether there and the river you can access the water. I'm assuming you can, but we will see. I'm going to grab one of these for the time being. Might be a little bit slower getting around the map, but that's not too much of a problem. Let's hook that up, drop that down out of the way, and let's get cracking. So from our main yard, Like I say, it's not very big, but it is very flat. So out of all of the places, well, all of the places on the two maps, I had a look at Silage yesterday, and to be fair, yeah, the graphics are a bit sharper. Nothing's really changed from the original Silage map. There's a bit more shrubbery and a bit more undergrowth and various different things like that. Other than that, it's the same map. There's not really a lot different. So if I head this way, we are heading westward on the map. Have a look up at the hill, at the castle up on the top of the hill. If you take that turning there, it winds around the side and it will take you all the way up there. Some of the transport missions, I think you have to take things up. So there's a little restaurant or something at the top there. We're going to take a left here, I think. See, this is all from memory, and I'm on the wrong side of the road. I apologise. This is all from memory. I'm still loving that. I know on FS17, the further away you got from vehicles, often when I was trying to do narrating over something and you were next to a harvester, you could barely hear it. And if you kind of pulled away, but I love the fact it's got that gradual. It's very well done, brilliantly done. So as we swing around now, and we're now kind of pointing south, we come to the animal dealership. Just stop there. Jump out. Here we have our animal dealership. I'm going to Verhandel Albrecht Decker. Sorry if I pronounce that terribly. Open animal dialogue box, and here you can purchase all of your animals. Obviously, once you place your animal pens, you can do it from there directly if you want to, but there will be a fee. Prices, again, the same as it was on Ravenport. Very, very good. The cows are half the price they were on FS17. The sheep are half the price. The pigs... Actually, the sheep are... Yeah, I mean, they're all cheaper. Cheaper? Dear me. So this is where you're going to come to with an animal trailer if you want to buy and sell from the animal dealership. And then just over here, we have the barn sell point, which is here. If I go onto this map here, you can actually see it now, bottom left-hand corner. Animal dealer and barn. So we are now in the southwest kind of corner of the map. Close that or minimise it. There are some barns and things available here. Now, one thing I was asked yesterday, and as far as I'm aware, I could be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, someone asked me if you buy a plot of land with for example, the silo or the bunker silo or the BGA or something, do you own that? No, you don't. You just own the land. I think people were hoping if you bought the bit of land with the BGA on it, you owned the BGA, therefore you got some profit from it. That would actually be quite cool. But then what would happen if you were selling all your stuff at the BGA? You're technically selling stuff to yourself. I don't know. It's just that's the way it was. So if we come just under here, I might need to go up the hill for this. Whoa. Wasn't paying attention, I was too busy looking at the map in the bottom left hand corner. The map is beautiful, it's incredibly detailed, and you really get that feel. Now I'm under the impression, and I could be wrong, that Felsbrunn is Austrian, could be German, but I don't know, I just get the feeling with the car. I mean, like I say, I'm not Austrian or German, and I apologise to the guys at Giants if I've got that horrendously wrong, but that's just kind of the feeling I got. So if we come up here and stop just there, turn that off. This is our sell point for train station mill. So this is one of the main 5 that I mentioned. So train station mill. We're kind of still southwest on the map, as you can see down there. This is the sell point. Now you can load and unload from trains. Just bear with me 1 second. The train was whizzing past as we pulled up, so I thought I'll jump in the train and bring it back, because this is what I need to use next. So that was quite lucky that it was coming past when it was. We have, on the ground here, got the sell point for the train. So you can sell by train or over there with a vehicle if you want to. It has got, I don't think you can unload here. I think it's just a sell point. As far as I'm aware, it's just a sell point. It's not a silo. Very, very nice Alpine train. Love it. My son would love this. He's obsessed with trains. It's got Train Sim World and various different things, and you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second actually. So what we're going to do is head off on the rail line, the railroad. I don't want to go too fast because I don't want to miss anything. and I don't want to miss the points I'm going to look at. So we're running across the southern part of the map now, and this is Felsbrunn, the town of Felsbrunn. In the middle of Felsbrunn there's that square with that amazing statue monument that I think we saw in a lot of the videos and pre-streams and all that kind of thing. So I'm just going to stop here, we'll whiz in and have a quick look. I want to make sure I fit everything in, and I hope that train doesn't disappear while I'm in doing this, because I'll be gutted if it does. Just jump the fence here, past the lovely church, and we come into the main town square of Felsbrunn. This amazing statue. It's incredible, and it's so picturesque. It's oh man, it's lovely, isn't it? It really is. I really do like this. Down the hill there's a supermarket. Ledley, I think it is. I think it's supposed to be like a play on Lidl and Aldi, those kind of companies. So, hasn't gone. Phew, right. Jumping back in the train and continuing on. I just can't get over how picturesque that. Something I wanted to mention, that people were getting a bit cross and saying about the camera collision, and when FS17 came out, the camera collision was a mod that came after the game came out, and that's a mod you enable, because that camera collision thing is irritating more than anything. It's not horrendous, but it is a bit annoying. What I'm going to do, actually I'm going to do the spinnery and stuff later. We'll go around the rail track first, and we'll come back to those sell points in the tracks later on, because otherwise I'm going to run all the way down there, all the way back, and it's going to take ages. Now, one thing this reminded me of more than anything, years and years ago I went to a place called Picarama down the south coast in Dorset, and it's a model railway museum, and the place is incredible. And they had one of the setups, I was only quite young, look at the detail, was like an alpine railway, and it ran up through the mountain, and this reminds me of a Hornby railway set. It is beautiful, it's so well done. Right, so we are coming up on, this is Grain Elevator East. Okay, so this is another one, the second of our 5 main sell points. So this is actually Grain Elevator, this is a sell point, this is not a silo. Agri LB, and we're going to head up now. We're heading north, so we're now going up the eastern side of the map, heading north, following the river, which is incredibly picturesque and lovely, and now we begin to climb up into the mountains. I like this elevation change. For those of you that know me, know my maps, and know what I like undulations, I like terrain and geography. This is just, it's incredible. It really is amazing, and I love the fact now the view distances are much further. It doesn't seem to blur out when you get further out as you're looking. I apologise for the menu still being open. We're going to need that for some of the sell points. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's just go across very, very quickly and take that off for a minute. But look at this. Oh man. Wow, 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 wow. So when we get up to the top, we're going to come back into the middle later on with the tractor, because there's a few bits and bobs in the middle I don't want to miss. And this is another one, there's no way I can cover this all in this map tool. It's a first look for you guys if you haven't already seen other people's videos. For me, I had a quick whiz round yesterday just to kind of familiarise myself with it. I like to do that so that when I'm telling you stuff and showing you things on the map, I'm getting it right, I'm not making mistakes. I don't want to say something is something and get it wrong, you know. I like to try and get a lay of the land and see how it is. But I like the fact you've got these fields up here in the kind of mountainous alpine region up away from the coast, and there's some nice flat areas as well for your placeables to avoid those extra landscaping costs that you may incur. What I was hoping for was someone to bring out a tent mod, so that if I start from scratch, I can just buy a tent, place a tent, and live in that to start off with. Something nice and cheap. The tent might cost like $400 or euros, and then obviously to place it would cost me about 25 grand. But sorry, I'm mucking about. But anyway, what we're coming up on now is the sawmill, We've got this amazing river that runs from its source up here in the mountains down through various different waterfalls. So nice, so picturesque. We will jump out here very, very quickly. Like so. Down the hill here we have got our sawmill. Now there's no way, because I did think it would be quite cool, because a lot of the sawmills, if you've got it next to the railroad, it would be quite nice if you had, I don't think we have actually, I better check in case I get this wrong. But there's no point on here, on the track, where you can unload logs or... No. I thought if you had a thing for wood chips and you could just tip them in, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? We've got a flat point up here, so you could drive up and unload maybe off of there, unload your logs and bring them down. One, he dropped off the edge there. Unload them. Now I could have sworn, when I watched somebody's video a while back, there was a crane, but I haven't come across a crane anywhere. Anyway, so we'll see. So yeah, as I was saying a little while ago, way back down on the south coast, there was a lot of the things that the FS17 didn't have at the start. The collision thing was on them. So there's your wood chip sell point, is just there, and your lumber sell point is just here. Now, unlike before, I think, where they just drop in and disappear, this doesn't go anywhere. I thought when you go over this it's going to go, but it doesn't. And what happens is, if I go and put the help window on and you go to it, it says sell wood. So I don't know whether you drop your wood there and it just sits, and then as soon as you click on that, it then sells it. I'm not too sure. Haven't done any lumber yet, haven't got that far, but we'll see. So this is the sawmill. Yep. But what a view. And you get that every now and again, you get this wind whistling. Obviously you can't hear it because of the train, but you do. So, heading now westward again across the top of the map, away from the sawmill. We're going to be heading towards Railroad Silo East, towards the biogas plant and Port Northwest. That's weird actually, it's on the west of the map and it's called Railroad Silo East. I think because the other one is technically to the west of it, but maybe I would have gone north-south if it bit, I don't know. But anyway, and this is the bit that when I went round this yesterday, I just got this feeling of model railway, Hornby, you know, it's just brilliant. The way it sweeps down the hill with amazing landscape. Now, after all of yesterday's furore and people up in arms and forum pages of people being disappointed, and you know, there are some issues. Absolutely, there are some issues. There are some bugs, and Giants will fix them. Of course, they will. It may take them a little while to get onto that, but they will fix them. Hopefully, for the most part. I know there's a few things that they promised, that they said was going to be in the game, which unfortunately, whether it's just console or PC, I don't know, haven't happened. I need to slow this down, really slow this down. So this is one of the two silos. This is Railroad Silo East. This is one of the 400,000 litre silos where you can store your stuff. Now you can store it by road, by putting it in there and storing it, and then you can put it into a train and send it off somewhere else, or you can unload from a train into it and then collect it the other side. Whichever way around, you can do it either way, but that's one of your storage centres. What I'm going to do actually, now see, I'm worried the train's going to disappear. Turn the engine off. I'll whiz down the hill very quickly on foot towards the biogas plant and hopefully to Port Northwest, if I've got that right. I think I have. Yeah, so, you know, it will get sorted. I haven't played a huge amount of time, like game-wise, because I'm waiting to start my Let's Play. I'm trying to get my head around the maps and what's going on, do a couple of first looks, looking at a couple of guide tos, and then start a Let's Play. So I'm not, you know, some of you guys will have been playing on the map from the get-go, and you're going to be, you know, sort of 40, 50, 60 hours in already if you've been playing it non-stop. If you've got a pre-release version, probably even more hours than that. So you're going to be picking up on a lot more of the glitches and bugs and that kind of stuff, but they'll get sorted, you know. Don't worry. Oh, I've come right in the wrong way, haven't I? Look. Right, anyway, right, BGA. We're at the BGA. We've got our digester here. Now, interesting point that somebody mentioned the other day, which hadn't even crossed my mind. When you sell to the BGA, you put your chaff into a bunker silo, it ferments into silage, the silage goes into the digester, which goes through the whole process of the biogas plant. Gas is produced and the byproduct is digestate. That's how it works. And I forgot this, didn't even think about it when I did Ravenport yesterday. Where's the digestate tank? Is there digestate? Now there's this tank here that's got this pipe, but on FS17 whenever you came close to the digestate tank it would come up with the capacity, how much was in it and details, but there's nothing. That's the only thing with a pipe sticking out that I can see. So I don't know. 2 large bunker silos and the placeables. You have got bunker silos you can place anywhere on the map. So if you are doing, you've got a massive field that you're going to regularly do, I don't know, corn harvest and harvest for chaff, you can put your bunker silo right next to the field so you're not carting miles. But yeah, that's your biogas plant. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It's a bit of a... yeah, don't know where the digestate tank is. So what we're going to do very quickly is whiz across the road and we're going to go into the port. I'll just check the map. It is port northwest. And we have got a lime point. So when you've got to do lime on your fields, there is a point. Oh, hang on, I don't want to go past it. It might be a different one. Oh no, it's over here. This here is for your lime. So when you need lime, this is where you come to collect it, or buy it, not collect it. And then over here we have got our sell point, port northwest. Fantastic. Very nice port facility. Anyway, back to the train. Let's go. Heading onwards. Got a bit of mist, a bit of haze. The lighting effect. A couple of people have commented about the lighting effect and how sometimes when you turn different directions it kind of goes light dark, and it's affecting their eyes and giving them headaches and things like that. Like I say, I haven't really played it for long enough to have kind of got that. There's a whole load to this map that I just will not be able to show on the first look. Now as far as seed and fertiliser goes, when FS17 came out, on Goldcrest Valley there was no seed and fertiliser refill point at the farm. There was no seed and fertiliser refill point at the main store. You had to buy pallets and big bags and whatnot. That's no different on here. So we are now coming up on, I want to get this right, Railroad Silo West. So we did Railroad Silo East. These are quite close together actually, to be fair. So that's another one of your silos. That's not a sell point, that's a storage point. And we will head swiftly on. I mean, going around on the train gives you some idea of what it's like driving around it on the roads, and I would urge you, on any of them. And I think, I don't know whether it's the reason why on FS17 and on 15 you had the gold nugget hunt kind of thing. It was a good way of making a big chunk of money. But what I kind of used it for more than anything else was exploring the map, because you were going around the map trying to find the nuggets. You went to places on the map you wouldn't necessarily have gone to if you just played the game. And I think there are going to be whole sections of these maps that people just don't go to during the course of their play. Not because they don't want to, just because they just haven't needed to go to certain parts of the map. That's just kind of the way it is. So we're going to head through the town. I may jump cut to where we're heading to, but I want to show some of this off because it's just lovely. Now if you do contracting missions, there are going to be transport jobs that are going to take you all over the place. So that's another way of doing it. Get on there, do some contract jobs. There's obviously cash point, check your finances situation. Whoops, oh, that was close. Turn right, there's the supermarket, it's just down there, and obviously fuel station, gas station, petrol station, however you want to refer to it. And we should be coming round to, if my map reading and memory serves me correctly, the Spinnery. If I can find it, of course. Yes, the Spinnery. So Spinnery here, you can sell your wool and you can sell your cotton down here on the south coast of the map. So what we're going to do is now is head round towards Port Southeast. Trying to get all of these right. Port Southeast, let's go. Look at the detail. Oh man. So crossing over the river that runs right the way down from the top. Wow. To Port Southeast. There is a lime buy point just there. So we'll swing around into the port complex. That's where you can buy your lime. So second one here. And the sell point should be... I haven't actually been here before. That's around the other side of the building. There we go. And here's your sell point for Port Southeast. So we are now right down in the bottom southeast corner of the map. What I'm going to do now is head in, because the only one we haven't been to is the grain mill, and there's another fuel station. So I'm going to drive in. Oh no, we haven't been to the shop, have we? So we'll do shop and we'll do grain mill. So say I might have to jump cut to those. I'm just trying to look on the map to work out how to get there. And I'll see you there in a moment. It may be a jump cut, it may be a kind of time lapse driving through. We'll see. So coming up on our right, we have the store. This featured quite heavily on a few of the streams, the pre-release streams. People heading off out in that direction to do field work and various different contracting jobs. We have got our buy point just here. It's a fantastic building, isn't it? Look at that, all glass and very, very nice indeed. So we can come here for purchasing of our vehicles, of our tools, big bags, pallets, bales, and then placeables we can do from here, but that's just part of the main menu anyway. So our vehicle customization point is just over here. So you can sell, customize, repair. Repair is going to play a heavy part in this. You need to make sure you keep up with it. Cash point, check on your finances. It's just there. What we're going to do now is head out to the grain mill, which will be the last of the sell points on the map. And again, I need to make sure... Oh, hang on. That's what I was going to do. Go to tools before I forget. What do I want? Animals. That. Let's... I can lease it, I don't need to buy it. Now what I have done, and I didn't do this in FS17 at all, just a kind of side note thing, on my settings, I really don't like that. I know it's a minor thing, but yeah, I don't know. It should be a mode that you can turn on and off. If you're new to the game, fine. If you're not, then you just don't need it. But right, under settings, what I've done is, where are we? Not that one, that one. Automatic engine start I always have off because I like to be able to start the engine, turn it on and off, or leave it running if I want to. Stop and go braking, I've always had that on so that you basically stop then go backwards straight away. What I have found on this, if you have that on, I can never find that sweet spot. There's no bit where it stops and then goes backwards. It's either forwards or backwards. So every time I was trying to stop to do something or back up to hook up a trailer, it would back up, and when I wanted to stop, it would then start moving forward again. So I've put the stop-go braking on, no, off, whichever way around it is. So I have to, if I go forward now and then stop, I've got my finger on reverse, but until I let go and then do it, it won't go anywhere. Same as if I stop now, brake, got my finger on the thing to go forward, it won't go forward until I release it, do it again, and now it will go. I just think it's going to give me a bit more control. It's taking a little bit of getting used to, because I got so used to 2 years in FS17 not doing that, that every now and again I'm pressing the trigger thinking, why is it not accelerating? Then suddenly remembering that I've got it set on that. So small grin to myself and realise, yes, you're an idiot, Mr. Silly. So, what I want to do on the way to the grain mill is check out the Wasser situation, which I shall do forthwith. See, did it again. Why is it not reversing? It's hard to see in the menu down the bottom. We are refilling and it's not costing us a penny. So this large-ish pond just to the east of the main farm, if we look on the map there, actually probably better if we look on this one. So our main farm is here, so just to the east of it, just down here, this pond here, it is free water should you need it. Now I don't actually need that Joskin now for this next bit, so the Aquatrans can stay there. Let's head back to the road, if I can find the road. Where are we? Map back on, head up this road and we should get there. Another slightly minor point, and it is minor. The thing is, a lot of these things people are saying, it's a bug, there's a problem, you know, they are fairly minor things, and not all of them, don't get me wrong, not all of them. I don't want people going, actually, you know, and people are annoyed, and I have to say, you know, quite rightly so. People spend a lot of money. When my daughter bought me, and this baffled me, and I know it's one of those, it's very, very strange, to get the premium edition on this. Oh, that was what I wanted to say. I want to say a massive shout out to Scooter. Scooter, without Scooter, this would not have been possible. He knows why. Thank you, Scooter. I absolutely, honestly mean that. To buy this premium edition was, I think, £74.99. That's £74, £74.99. So 75 quid. I don't know what it cost you to buy wherever you are in the world for the premium edition. The base edition was about 39, I think. But you get the season pass and whatnot for this. That's fine. So when my daughter said to me she was going to get me the PC collector's edition, because they don't do a collector's edition on console, so I could get the beanie hat and I could get the stickers and whatnot, I said to her, look, I'm sorry, but I'm not prepared for you to spend in excess of £75, because if it's a collector's edition with all that extra stuff, it's going to cost you a lot of money. I'm sorry, I just can't let you do that. So she went online, she had a look, she said, no, it's £39.99 for the collector's edition. Why is it so much more expensive on console to PC? I mean, ridiculously expensive. Now, that may not be a season pass edition or anything like that, but a collector's edition with all the extra stuff you get in it. Anyway, it just blew my mind a little bit there, price-wise. So we are now up at the grain mill. This is the last of the sell points we are going to be looking at. That's just here. Is it Krebacker? Krebacker Müller? Mill, is that right? I hope so. That's the last of our sell points. And that pretty much concludes the map tour. I could drive around in this probably for another hour, and this first look, or this map tour, would just take way too long. I urge you, drive around, enjoy it, savour it. It's a phenomenal map. It's very, very nice indeed. I think, you know, day one was yesterday, and you think potentially on a span of 2 years of playing this game until the next one comes out, hopefully if the next one comes out in 2 years, day one is a drop in the ocean of potentially 2 years worth of gameplay, or longer if you decide to play it for longer. And you have to get used to it. I remember when I went from FS15, and I was fairly new to YouTubing then, onto FS17, on the release day, thinking, okay, I'm going to do a video. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. A lot of the controls had changed, there was modding, there was so much new stuff. I really struggled to get my head around a lot of it. And that's the same with this. It's just going to take a bit of time to get used to, and over the next few days, the next week, whatever, there are some niggly issues. There are some things that are frustrating. There are some things that are frustrating me. But I think people are getting fed up with people moaning and complaining about it, you know. So, you know what? Let's just crack on. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. I've covered all the main points, I think. I probably will have missed something, and someone will comment to let me know I've missed something. If I have, I do apologise. The winner of the PC code will be announced. I'm going to put it on Twitter, on my Twitter and on my Facebook. So if you don't already follow me on Twitter and Facebook, go on there. Because if I put it in the comments on YouTube, the person that's won might not check that. They may not even watch this video, but I will be putting that up later on today. Probably I'm going to give it 24 hours from when I put the video up, so I reckon about 3 PM UK time, maybe 4 PM. I'm going to announce the winner for that later on today, so hopefully this will be posted by then. I hope so. If you have found it useful and informative in any way, shape or form, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. From Felsbrunn, thanks for watching.